Adam, I hope you're looking forward to doing some welding.
I'd say there's probably 100 hours work in here at least.
Cool, you've got 20 minutes.
Hello and welcome to a special one-off Car Throttle video with Shell V-Power. Today we're going to be helping one of our fans get their beloved project car through a previously failed MOT and back on the road. We'll also outline how you can help prevent MOT failures at home and also show you why what you put in your car matters.
A lot of owners have to give up, sell on or scrap their beloved cars if and when they fail the annual MOT test. Common failures in the UK include rust, suspension issues, perished brake lines and everything in between, meaning that a car, no matter how much we love it, is uneconomical to repair. But not if we can help it, which is why we set out to find a deserving car and owner that needed some, what we're calling, motivation. We recently ran a competition on our Instagram account asking you guys to nominate your MOT failing car and to tell us why it deserved some motivation from us. The winner we selected was Sam and his 1985 Volkswagen Polo S, so let's find out more about them.
So it's my Mark II Polo 1985 in red, well kind of pinky red. It's been a long project, so I've been wanting to get on the road. I've cut out rust-ish, I've done small things to it, just kind of maintained it a little bit, but it hasn't been on the road since 2008-ish.
And what do you think's been the kind of stumbling block to get you over that kind of last step to get it on the road?
Time and money, like most cars I think.
What would it mean to you if we were to get it MOT and do all the work that you've wanted to?
It'd mean the world really. I mean, I've been looking forward to it for a long time really.
So I think there's one thing left to do, for you to hand me over the keys, right?
I suppose so. Look after her.
I will do. We'll do our best. We'll see you in a few weeks. Adam, I'm sorry I've done it again.
You have?
I've brought you potentially another fairly rusty car. In a little while, we're going to be taking this Polo to get its MOT done. Should we have a quick sweep and just discuss what we think it's going to fail on?
There's a hole in the spare wheel well. The brakes, all four corners are seized. I mean, if the rust up here is an indication of the rust under there, it shouldn't be too bad.
So currently we think we're going to have a fail sheet, maybe 4 or 5 things?
I'm going to put my money on 6 or 7.
6 or 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's load. Let's lock and load. We're going to find out how badly it fails.
Obviously we have no horns, no washers, so that is a fail as well. Right, that's a fail. So obviously we've got no wing. See the metal brake pipe, but unfortunately that is got a lot of corrosion there. So the metal brake pipe is obviously a fail.
This is starting to get quite expensive.
Make sure it's got a seal on it, which it hasn't, so that is also a fail. Tyres are cracking, but they're not showing any cords, so we can't actually fail them, so that is actually an advice. I think we got a bit of a hole in there. We need to put that down as well. The battery could move about and short out, so that needs to be fixed, so that's another failable item.
How often do you have to go onto a second page?
Very rarely.
So we're doing well.
No side light, we got no number plate lights, no fog either, no hazards, no indicators. The page is filling up. Okay, we have no pattern.
So that could potentially dazzle oncoming traffic?
Oncoming vehicle, yeah. This brake pipe is insecure, which could shave through. It should go into that holder. Okay, again, the brake pipe this side also is insecure. This metal brake pipe is corroded to excess. That also is a fail, looking at that. This one's gone as well. This wheel is absolutely solid, so that is obviously a fail. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of corrosion here because it's within 30 centimetres of suspension. Obviously, that is coming to the fail criteria. More corrosion here, same the other side. Come down to the front again. A bit of a hole here on the floor which needs attention.
Adam, I hope you're looking forward to doing some welding.
I'm not going to be able to do a roller brake test on this vehicle.
So brakes are an automatic fail?
They are.
So out of 10, what's your score?
I should think it's a 0 at the moment, isn't it?
So what we've got to do is make this car from a 0 to a hero.
That's right.
Well, that was a disaster, wasn't it?
I think you won.
I think I did. 21 majors, 2 minors, 3 advisories, one of which is all 5 tyres. I'd say there's probably 100 hours work in here at least.
Cool. You've got 20 minutes.
Cool.
Good luck.
Thank you.
We know what areas this car has failed its MOT test on, but what are the most common things that fail, and what can you do to help prevent them? Lights and signalling. Blown bulbs are the single biggest cause of MOT failures. Before the test, check all the lights are working, front, rear, indicators, brake lights, and fog lights front and back. Tyres. Use a 20p piece to check the tread depth across the full width of the tyre and all the way around. If the outer band of the coin is visible, your tyres could be under the legal limit. Driver's view of the road. Your car could fail if the windscreen has a crack, or even if you simply leave a windscreen-mounted phone cradle in position for the test. Your windscreen wipers and washers must also work, so fill the reservoir and test that the pump is still working as normal. Power steering fluid. The amount in the reservoir must be at least at the minimum level, so give it a check in advance and get it topped up if necessary. Body and structure. As I know all too well, rust has the potential to kill a car, so try to avoid this getting out of hand by regularly washing your car, especially during winter when corrosive grit and sand can settle in the wheel arches. Fuel and emissions. The emissions levels of your car are a bit harder to keep track of at home, but they are an increasing cause of MOT failures. For that reason, it's a good idea to give the car a long pre-test run to warm up both the engine and the catalytic converter to make sure they're working as efficiently as possible. As well as these MOT checks, what else can you do to ensure a healthy and happy engine? To find out, I spoke to Joe from Shell to get a few tips.
Actually, there are a number of challenges that modern engines as well as older engines face. So that's things like deposit formation, it's things like friction, which essentially means wasted energy, and for a petrol engine, also uncontrolled combustion or knock. In the case of Sam's engine, what we can see is build-up on the inlet valve surface. If you look at the structure of those deposits under a microscope, they're effectively like a sponge. So if you can imagine how the engine's working, as the fuel passes over that surface, some of it can get hung up and not make its way into the combustion chamber where it's needed. As the piston's moving up and down in its cycle, this area of the engine can suffer from high frictional losses. So by introducing that friction reducing ingredient through a different route, this is an area of the engine that we can help to influence what's happening. As the fuel and air mixture is exposed to increased compression, it can start to burn in an uncontrolled way. So the knock sensor wants to detect that, and if it does, it's going to change the ignition timing such that the fuel and the air experience a kind of less harsh set of conditions and it's better able to cope. Now, higher octane fuels like Shell V-Power are better able to cope with those harsher conditions, which means that the ignition timing can be tuned to a more optimum state, which effectively means better performance. In the UK, Shell V-Power is 99 RON compared to a standard 95 RON fuel. So that means it's more resistant to that uncontrolled combustion, it's able to cope with increased compression, so harsher conditions, and that allows the engine management system to recognise that difference and tune towards more optimum conditions so that you get better performance and efficiency.
So Joe, we've talked a lot about fuels. How do you keep an engine like this in tip-top condition?
So clearly choosing the right fuels is important, but actually lubricants play a really crucial role as well. It's not all about the fuel. Shell Helix Ultra with Pure Plus technology is the first synthetic motor oil designed from natural gas, and that means it's virtually impurity-free and it gives long-lasting engine performance. Now, the lubricant is performing a really important role of not only lubricating, but also cleaning, protecting and cooling.
And is that the stuff that we're going to be giving this car?
It certainly is.
Oh, not bad.
Speaking of the Polo, let's see how Adam's been getting on.
This is a copy of the MOT fail list that we started with. As you can see, a good portion of it is now checked off. We've covered all the structural welding. We've done the timing belt and water pump, which wasn't part of the MOT fail list, but this car's been sat for 13 years, so we've made sure that we've got that up to scratch for him. We'll hopefully get the oil service done as well today, and then realistically, we're going to start looking at detailing and retest. So now we're going to fill it up. Shell have kindly donated us 5 litres of Shell Helix Ultra 540, which is what they've recommended for this car. Look at that. So this won't take all 5 litres. We'll start with 3 in a bit. Right, and Alex, pedals up, yeah?
That works. It's so noisy.
Done.
Yeah.
Everything that it failed on is now fixed, so it will pass.
So there you go. Sam, the owner of this car, you're welcome. You can say that, you're welcome as well.
You are welcome.
Yeah.
Right, so Sam, it's been a lot of hours in the making. I'm very happy to give you this, your pass sheet for your MOT. Your keys back, sir.
Ah, I haven't seen it in a while.
Right, the only thing left to do now is for us to show you your car. Are you
I'm
ready?
excited.
You
Come on.
excited? All right,
Bring
then.
it on.
In 3, 2, 1, reveal yourself.
Whoa!
Look at that. What do you reckon?
It's red for once.
It is red for once, yeah.
It's epic.
How different does that look?
Is it brand new?
Massive shout out to Limitless Detailing for spending an entire day on this.
Jeez,
As you can see, all your plastics are back to black, and yeah, the paintwork is popping. That's what they say in the
Shining.
industry.
Underneath we've got new timing belt, new water pump, it's been serviced, got new brakes all round.
You've got brand new tyres because your tyres actually passed an MOT, but they were perished, so we decided to change
10
those
years
out.
old, at least.
Lights, they work now.
All the lights
Jeez.
work.
You can see
All the
now.
indicators, the fog lights.
Thank you very much,
Yeah, no
Adam.
problem
It's
at
been
all.
it's been great. It's been an awesome project, and I think there's only one thing left to do. Should we go for a drive?
I think so,
Let's do that.
as long as I'm driving.
All right, let's do it. Thanks to Shell, we've managed to put your car back on the road. You have a full tank of V-Power, and we also did a whole engine service using Shell Helix Ultra, which is good for prolonged life for your engine. So
It's feeling smooth.
you should be able to
Very
enjoy this
smooth.
car for many more years to come, and because we've used the V-Power as well, then we've released all of the horses while cleaning your engine at the same time, so jobs are good in. So how does it feel, Sam?
Just, yeah, it's nearly speechless.
Is it a moment that you thought you would be experiencing?
Not until I was retired and had lots of time and money on my
Lots
hands
of time and
to
money
fix
on your
the old
hands.
girl. Yeah, glad to have it back. Thanks to Car Throttle and Shell for doing it all. It's been amazing journey, kind of.
Yeah. Dream come true for you, right? Sam, there's one more thing that I would like to give you. With our compliments from Shell, we have got V-Power vouchers for you.
Really?
Shall I put those in the glove box for you? Sam, I wish you many happy years with Polly. It's been an absolute pleasure, mate.